From a professional soccer career to becoming a driving force in the mortgage industry, Brian Covey has shown what it takes to find your competitive edge. Get off the sidelines and get in the game. Find your competitive edge with Brian Covey.
What's happening, guys, and welcome back to a recap from an incredible episode. So all my mortgage, real estate, financial planners, anybody that's got any attachment to housing, the economy, helping people make wise financial decisions, you're going to want to tune into this episode because our guest from the HousingWire, Logan Mohtashami, is one of the, I would say, best at analyzing data, making it simple for us to digest and make some decisions. So look, if you're somebody who's wondering what's going to happen with rates, what's going to happen to housing prices, is it a good time for you to purchase either that primary home, maybe you're looking at a second home, even investment properties to add to your portfolio, you want to tune into this episode. So a couple things big that we covered, and I love this. Look, Logan's been in the financial services world, credit analysts, all these different things, and he's been helping out. And I will tell you, myself and Logan, both with over 2 decades, covered some ground that you're going to go back, and even things from the 70s, 80s, and 90s that give us some trends and historical data to understand. One of the questions I get all the time is the bubble. When's the market going to crash, Brian? And all the crash bros that said 2023, we were going to see this incredible housing collapse. We were going to see depreciation, actually. We're going to see negative home appreciation. Didn't happen. They were wrong. They didn't follow the right data. They didn't follow the right trends. Although it sells a lot and the hook was there, we talked about the difference in what happened in 07, 08 that really led up to 2010 when the qualified mortgage rule came out. And if you're not familiar with that, you want to look at it because after 2010, a lot changed in the mortgage industry. And so going back, and the people that really didn't understand what happened leading up to 07 through 08 with all of the housing crisis we dealt with, don't really understand the big change in 2010. So we covered that. The other thing that we went through that I loved was what was happening during COVID. What were some of the conversations that Logan and I had that I think are very applicable to understand, okay, how did we have this increased demand? We had substantially low rates. We had a lot of things moving. And you can see out there today, over 2/3 of the mortgages that exist today are below 4.5%. And so you have all of this there, and you're wondering, when are people going to sell? We've got limited inventory that's at the lowest level that we've seen. And so you're wondering, okay, going into 2024, what's going to happen? And we covered some of the ground there. We've already seen, at the time this was released, over 100 basis points improvement to mortgage rates. Now, let's couple that with the Fed has announced, you probably have heard this as well, up to 3 rate cuts potentially in 2024. Now look, those are around 25 basis points typically. And so you're going to see the Fed take action. We've got some really good information from them that is leading us up into 2024 that I think is going to provide a very solid improvement to mortgage interest rates throughout 2024. So we covered that. We also covered, more importantly, not just predictions, but what are the charts and the data you should be following. And I made some notes there of Logan has been following this kind of dance, as he calls it, with the 10-year bond and how mortgage rates move with that. Sometimes there's a little bit more of a delay, but oftentimes you'll find when you go back, they're very much in sync. And so when you follow some of this data, you're now not only going to be more informed, you're going to be able to help out your clients and your customers, but you're going to be watching the right data and not reading the headlines that are out there. And so we covered this. We covered a lot more. I made some notes here that we talked about some myths that we debunked here. And I love this one that somebody put out there. 44% of all of the homes are being bought up by basically BlackRock and some of the other institutional Wall Street investors. Not true. So we debunked that myth. You want to check that out to learn more. The other one that we went through was that in 2024, people are saying there's going to be this massive correction in home prices. We actually went through when the market starts getting some inventory and rates come down, just supply and demand. What are you going to see happen? Well, we already have that happening right now as we're seeing applications up. We're actually seeing customers come in, and in this market, seeing rates dip below 7%. I think this year in 2024 that we're going into is actually going to provide refinance opportunity for people that bought in 2023 and they knew at some point they'd be able to refinance. A lot of people are talking about that opportunity, and that will come and make sense for some people that are there. Look, and I still believe there's going to be an opportunity for those that have increased, unfortunately, their consumer debt, whether that be automobiles, credit cards, or other forms of debt that are significant and they're double digit and higher, up in the 20% range, that they may be even looking at debt consolidation loans. Those are going to come back into the market. So we covered all this and more. Guys, you want to make sure you tune into the full episode. And if you do me a favor, like, subscribe, leave us a comment. But on this episode, I'm going to ask for something special. What do you want to hear more of in 2024 as part of the podcast we're going to dedicate to the housing, real estate, and mortgage industry to make sure we're bringing relevant information, guests, and also just equipping you with what's happening real time. What I've learned is sitting back and watching and engaging with certain people is we've got some folks giving limited information, or maybe it's skewed from a certain perspective. And so our goal next year, I want to make sure that we're providing that information to you. That's what we do here at Revolution Mortgage with our team, and we love it. I can't wait for 2024. It's going to be a great year. If you're somebody that's looking to either buy or refinance, you just want more information about your current situation, make sure you reach out to our team. We'll make sure to take great care of you guys. This has been another episode, Finding Your Competitive Edge. Logan definitely has that after 2 decades. You will see why CNBC and others feature him. And you want to make sure you follow Logan. We'll include his Instagram, all the places that you can follow, what he shares on a regular basis, and also the HousingWire podcast. So make it a great day, guys. Talk to you soon.